People's Democratic Party has resolved its internal disputes and proceeded with its National Executive Committee meeting in Abuja. The session, which had earlier triggered tension among party factions, ended with the reinstatement of Senator Samuel Anyanwu as the party's substantive National Secretary. Acting National Chairman Umar Damagun confirmed that the NEC unanimously endorsed Anyanwu's return. He said the decision to hold the meeting followed broad consultations among party leaders and organs, describing it as a necessary step to stabilize the party. Damagun also cautioned members against publicly attacking the PDP, warning that such actions weaken the opposition and embolden political adversaries. He urged party loyalists to focus on rebuilding trust ahead of the 2027 elections. For an insider perspective to the developments in the PDP, and especially reviewing Monday's blockade of the party's headquarters by the police ahead of the NEC meeting, former PDP National Publicity Secretary Kola Ologbondiyan joins us now. Good afternoon. Many thanks for joining us here on Newsday.
Good afternoon. Kola Ologbondiyan.
Good afternoon. Now, the reinstatement of Anyanwu appears to, some might say it appears to be a bit of a compromise. But doesn't this precedent mean, well, what does this mean for PDP's decision? Can it be overturned through pressure and litigation?
Well, basically, there's no litigation against the PDP in respect of the National Secretary. And the only litigation that I am aware of, and which exists in the party, is the one by Anyanwu himself against the party. So I know that there's no litigation. Talking about overturning, I think the issue in PDP has gone beyond that. I think the issue in PDP essentially is about divisions along those who seek to incubate the party ahead of the 2027 and make it less viable for participation in the 2027 presidential election, as well as those who are insisting that, look, the party cannot stay aloof. The party must participate in the 2027 election, and they are proceeding from there to say, look, if the party is not going to participate, they look elsewhere and see how they can rally coalition in the interest of Nigerians. I think that is where the issues are.
Okay, let's talk about the incident that happened before the NEC meeting, where we saw the dramatic blockade by the police of the party's secretariat. What message do you think that sent to party members and also to Nigerians in general about the party's internal crisis?
Well, what happened at the secretariat, particularly the involvement of the police and the maltreatment of members of the Board of Trustees, as well as the staff of the party, is totally incongruous with situations where party are moving well and definitely in harmony. So I find that very, very strange. And it's also unfortunate that leaders of the party came up and said, oh, we called the police to come and maintain peace, party affairs, or we called the police to, because a particular leader of the party was unaware that the BOT was going to hold. Every NEC process commences with caucus, BOT, before they get to NEC. So it is totally strange that you have a NEC, the BOT members, leaders, and the conscience of the party in their own rights want to hold a meeting, and they are being disrespected by policemen who ordinarily are not members of the party. So I think it's a worrisome dimension. But beyond that, where they went into the meetings and they came out with agreements, so to say. But whether those agreements are in tandem with the wishes of members of the party is another thing completely.
Indeed. Now, there are questions about the PDP's claim that the crisis is over when the fundamental issues that led to Anyanwu's initial removal have yet to be addressed. What do you say to that?
Well, I agree with you that the issues that led to the removal of Anyanwu are yet to be addressed. And I'm aware that the Southeast Zonal Caucus, which is particularly bothered about the situation, will be meeting this evening I heard they were going to meet in the morning, but I learned it shifted to the evening to decide on the future of the party. I am aware that principally the Enugu caucus of the Southeast caucus are feeling totally betrayed, so to say. But we see how it proceeds from there. One thing that I can deduce from the entire process is the fact that the party must find a way of showing some level of respect to the Southeast geopolitical zone of the party. I mean, they must find a way of let me put it like this, pleading with them on what had happened in the party. But whether that will be acceptable to the people of the Southeast is another ballgame.
So looking at the reinstallment of Samuel Anyanwu, do you think that this would, in a way, quell all of the internal crises in the party, or are there still issues you think, as a former, secretary of the party, do you think that there are still issues that need to be addressed going forward, especially as the 2027 elections approach?
Okay, I was a publicity secretary in time past. So, but going to the question directly, I think since there are conditions in accepting the reality of returning Anyanwu, I think meeting those conditions are very primary to the future of the party. One, that, okay, in reinstating him, he must not victimize any of the staff of the Wadata Plaza National Secretariat of the party. Two, that he must not act in any way that will negatively disturb the process of arriving at the convention in August 2025. Three, that the proposed NEC of the party, scheduled for July 23rd, must hold, and he must write letters beginning from today to INEC to notify them of the July 23rd NEC meeting, which will be the 101st NEC meeting. So I think that those conditions are, today is already first, so we have 22 days to the July 23rd NEC, and is expected to run. INEC will require 21 days if issues about merger, if issues about electing, replacing an ESCO member or electing a new ESCO member will be determined at that NEC. So he's expected to have written these letters. Whether those conditions will be met or not will determine, to a large extent, how this peace could go on or could go ahead.
Indeed. We did have Dan Nwayanwu yesterday. One of the matters he mentioned when it comes to the crises that we witness in political parties, he said fundamentally it's a case of where parties don't obey the rules that are in place. What do we expect to see so that this peace, which PDP is saying that is built to last when it comes to obeying its own party constitution or its own rules? What's in place to ensure that that's going to happen this time around?
Well, I would definitely agree with Chief Dan Nwayanwu in respect of party members, party leaders, obeying the set of rules that they have created in the management of their own affairs. Honestly, Cynthia, it's totally strange that people will write a set of rules for themselves and they refuse to obey them. Look, we are here, we are where we are today because of the refusal of the party to respect its own rules. When you left office, the simplest thing to have done is to obey Section 47(6), which allows you to put in an acting person and in the process bring back a substantive person. Since that rule was disobeyed, there have been floodgates of disobediences to the constitution of the party. And that's what has brought us to where we are now. But whether we'll get out of it or not, it's like the cliche says, the answer is blowing in the winds.
So do you think that the next decisions that were made yesterday are able to inspire confidence in party faithful and maybe attract those who have left the party and bring them back into the party?
Well, that's a very difficult, question. Because, human beings are not machines. They can rationalize, they can think, they can weigh situations, they can arrive at conclusions. So it's not going to be easy to say that arising from what happened yesterday, that where people who have left to come back, or those who have not even left will not go. Because as we are speaking, like I said from the beginning, the major challenge of the party today, which no matter how we try to run away from it, it will still come back, is the fact that there are people in the party who say they are PDP, but they will support President Asiwaju in the 2027 election. There are also those who say yes, that's our decision. We also will remain as PDP members, but we are going into a coalition with the Labour Party, with the All Progressives Congress, with the NNPP, and what have you, civil societies, students, in order to ensure that we challenge the current situation in the country. So everybody is going one way or the other. And the challenge before the leadership, as we speak, will be how to bring back these forces to come and work together in the interest of the People's Democratic Party. I think that is the issue that the leadership needs to concentrate on.
Absolutely. Now let's look at the cost of this crisis. How would you say it's affected PDP's ability to hold the APC government accountable, and also the cost to Nigerian democracy?
It's at a huge cost to Nigeria's democracy. And we don't need to run away from the facts. Those who have gone to APC, or those who say they are in PDP but they are working for APC, are they going to work against the presidential election of President Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu? If you ask me, I'll say the answer is no. Those who are also saying that, okay, since you people have said that you will be in the party and you will go and work for the All Progressives Congress, we will stay in the party also and do a coalition with other political parties. Are they going to work in the interest of the People's Democratic Party? The answer is no. But given the way it has come, given that how push has come to shove in the party, I don't know how the managers of the party will be able to realign these forces to work in one direction and to work for a candidate of the party. I think the cost to the party, I think the cost to our democracy, particularly in view of the perception and the realities that we are seeing, that there is a drive towards a one-party state, and the damage that it will do to Nigerians themselves, I think it is huge. We have to accept that reality.
Well, one would wonder what that reality is, Mr. Ologbondiyan. But let me ask you, take you back to the blockade that happened yesterday by the police. Some have described it as political intimidation, and they've even said that they suspect some external political hand when it comes to, some, government-interested opposition parties may have been involved in that blockade that we saw yesterday. Do you align with that thought?
Well, if the chairman of the PDP Governors Forum and the Bauchi State Governor, Bala Mohammed, hadn't come out to say that, the policemen were there for protection, and if the acting national chairman, Ilyas Umar Damagum, hadn't told the meeting that, they brought in the police because he wasn't aware that BOT meeting was going to hold, I would have accepted the notion that there are extraneous forces that came into work against the party. But in the face of these two realities, the messaging from the conversation from the governor of Bauchi State and the chairman of PDP Governors Forum, as well as what the acting national chairman said at the meeting. It will be unfair to now resolve that, oh, okay, government did this or government did that. And that's the reality as I understand it.
Well, PDP is definitely a shadow of itself, and as it takes steps to rebuild the party, I'm just wondering, when you look at 2027, that's just barely 2 years away, how can the party also rebuild credibility with voters that see it constantly at war with itself?
Well, I think we have to start with how the party will renew its credibility, which will be aspirants to positions. I think that is the first step. Because, you know, any politician that seeks to vie for office, who want to vie with an office that's formidable, so want to vie for a party on a party platform that's formidable, that is generally accepted, and that is viable to a level that it can challenge any other political party. I think that is the area, these are the areas that will first and foremost need to work on. But if you have a situation in which a fraction of the party says that, oh, no, we have already accepted Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu as our candidate. You have another fraction that say, okay, that's not a problem. We also will go into a coalition with another political party, with members, with Nigerians who are not prepared to continue with this suffering. Then the party is in the middle of it and is the one that will face the challenges as well.
Well, we as Nigerians will keep our fingers crossed and see how the party, the PDP party, gets its house in order, especially when it comes to the political landscape in Nigeria. Thank you so much for providing your perspective to these issues. Former PDP National Publicity Secretary Kola Ologbondiyan, thank you for your time.